I don't know what drug den you're running, but you and your kind aren't welcome in this neighborhood. Pack your bags and get out before I make you. You know, it's funny the things that stick with you. It was a Saturday morning, sunlight coming through the kitchen window just right, catching the dust motes spinning lazy circles in the air, my weekend playlist humming, Marvin Gaye, the OJs, stuff that makes you feel like you're getting things done, not just killing time. I was in my old pajama pants, t-shirt hanging off my shoulder, mop in hand, just soaking in the peace. My wife was off at soccer practice with the kids, so I had a couple hours to breathe, to claim the house as my own. I always clean, listen to music, just let my mind settle. And then, boom. The back door flew open so hard I thought it'd come off the hinges. No knock, just a burst of noise and rage. This woman storms in, late 40s maybe, blonde hair pinned back too tight, black tracksuit, face red like she'd been holding her breath since Tuesday. Her sneakers, caked in mud, left a Jackson Pollock trail across the hardwood I'd just cleaned. She didn't even see me at first. She was so locked in, stomping like she owned the place. I just stood there, frozen, mop in hand, not angry, just totally, jaw-droppingly confused. I'd seen her a couple times, moving into the house behind us, maybe 3 weeks back. She glared at me once when I waved, figured, all right, not the friendly type, that's fine. But this was next level. She plants herself in the center of my kitchen, hands on hips, breathing like a bull in the ring, and fires off. I don't know what drug den you're running, but you and your kind aren't welcome here. Pack your bags and get out before I make you. I blinked, looked at myself, pajama pants, Marvin Gaye in the background, coffee brewing, kids' drawings on the fridge. Drug den? The audacity of it almost made me laugh. And all I could muster, with a calm I didn't even know I had, was, "Ma'am, you're tracking mud all over my floor." If she could have gotten redder, she did. You ever see those cartoons where the character is about to blow, steam pouring out of their ears? That was her. My not crumbling, not arguing, just pointing out the obvious. It set her off even more. She stomped again, planting another muddy print. "Your floor?" she shrieked. "This isn't your house. I've been watching you for 2 weeks, never seeing the real owners. This is the Albrights' house. I know them. I will not stand by while some squatter, some thug, takes over their property." She spat those last words like they tasted bad. The Albrights. Took me a second, then it clicked. The couple who sold us the place 6 months ago, retired, moved to Florida. Guess she missed that in the neighborhood newsletter. The certainty in her voice, the story she'd built in her head, was wild. To her, a black man in this house was a criminal, no questions asked. It was so naked, so obvious, it actually chilled me. I set the mop against the counter, arms crossed, keeping my voice steady, trying to de-escalate. "Ma'am, I can assure you, this is my house. My family, and I bought it from the Albrights." She didn't even let me finish, just jabbed her finger in my direction and said, "I don't care what your name is. I'm calling the police. They'll drag your sorry ass out in cuffs." She whipped out her phone, dialing 911 right in front of me, putting it on speaker, triumphant, like she'd just won something. The dispatcher answered, and she let loose a story so poisonous it almost didn't sound real. There's a large, aggressive black man squatting in the house next door. I confronted him, and now he's threatening me. I'm scared for my life. Every word, a lie designed to get the fastest possible response. She was weaponizing everything. My race, her fear, the system. I just stood there, heart pounding so hard I thought it might burst. Every instinct screamed at me to stay calm, to do nothing, to give her not one extra inch for her story. My hands were shaking, but on the outside, I was stone. The dispatcher, bless her, tried to cut through the chaos. "Ma'am, are you in a safe place? Is he armed?" But the woman just clutched her chest, wailing, "He could be. He's just standing there, staring at me. It's so menacing." Menacing. I was just trying to mop my kitchen floor. The dispatcher assured her that help was coming, told her to get somewhere safe. She didn't budge. She was thrilled. She'd called the cavalry, and I was the enemy. "It's over for you," she smirked. Sirens started wailing in the distance, closing in fast. My kitchen, my little sanctuary, was about to become a crime scene. I watched through the window as the street lit up in blue and red. 2 squad cars squealed to a stop out front, doors flying open, officers charging in, hands hovering over their weapons. They were young, fresh faces, and all they saw was what they'd been told to see. A large black man, a distressed white woman. "Sir, put your hands up where I can see them," one barked. I raised my hands slowly, deliberately, my voice steady even as my pulse hammered. "Officers, there's been a serious misunderstanding." The rookie looked confused for a half-second, like he was trying to place me. I dropped my voice, calm and low. "Who is the chief of police in this city?" "Officer Miller." His eyes widened. "Chief Henderson, that's me," I said, letting my hands drop as the weight of realization crashed down around us. The room went dead quiet, Patricia's jaw hitting the floor, the rookie's hand shaking as he holstered his gun. "Chief, I'm so sorry, sir." I let the ice creep into my voice. "You did your job. The problem isn't what you did when you got here. The problem is why you were sent here in the first place." I looked at the woman, who suddenly seemed a whole lot smaller. "The problem is this woman, who filed a false police report based on—" Well, we can all guess what it was based on. She started sputtering, trying to backpedal. "I was just being a concerned citizen. I didn't know. But I was done playing nice." A concerned citizen doesn't barge into someone's home, track mud everywhere, scream racist slurs, and lie to 911. That's not concern. That's a menace. The officers stood awkward, not sure where to look. "What would you like us to do, sir?" one asked. "Take her details, file a report, escort her off my property. And you," I turned to her, my voice cold and final. "You will not set foot here again." She nodded, shaken. The officers led her out, her muddy footprints a trail of her brief reign of terror. I was left alone, adrenaline gone, just emptiness and anger. My wife and kids came home later, full of stories from the field, but my face told her everything. I told her the whole story at the kitchen table, her hand on my shoulder as I tried to decide. Do I press charges? Do I let it go? "If you let it go, doesn't that just let her win?" she asked. I wrestled with it all weekend, finally deciding not to press charges. I thought it would be over, that the embarrassment would keep her in line. That was one of the worst mistakes I've ever made. A week later, the poison spread online. Patricia and her friends started posting vague warnings about the dangerous new family on the block, hinting at a police incident. Soon enough, local bloggers picked it up, police chief accused of harassment by neighbor. My name, my reputation, all dragged through the mud. At work, the tension was thick. The mayor called, all smooth political calm, and placed me on leave, pending an internal investigation. Patricia, of course, was thriving, playing the victim on social media, collecting donations for legal fees, monetizing her racism. My own home felt like a cage. But I couldn't just take it lying down. If the system could be weaponized against me, maybe I could turn it back. I started digging, called in an old friend, a private investigator, and what he found shocked even me. Turns out Patricia was run out of her old neighborhood for skimming HOA funds, resigned right before an audit, moved to our block for a fresh start. And the company she worked for? A city contractor with millions at stake, contracts I'd scrutinized before. Suddenly, it clicked. She wasn't just a racist neighbor, she was protecting her turf, using every dirty trick to get me out of the way. With my friend's help, we found a weak link, a finance guy at her company, going through a messy divorce. A little pressure, a well-placed tip, and soon he came to me, desperate, thumb drive in hand. The files, proof of years of embezzlement, kickbacks, and Patricia's role orchestrating smear campaigns against anyone who got close, including me. With my evidence, we went to the FBI. But before the hammer dropped, I stood up at the neighborhood block party, took the mic, looked my neighbors in the eye, and told them the truth. Patricia, pale and shaking, tried to shout me down, but nobody was buying it. And then, as if scripted, the feds rolled up, arrested her in front of everyone, her supporters melting away, leaving her alone, exposed for what she was. The story went national. The mayor reinstated me, tried to claim credit. My officers gave me a standing ovation. The bad actors at City Hall went down. Patricia? 10 years in federal prison. Sometimes I still feel the scars. My wife still flinches at unexpected knocks. My trust is slower to give. But on quiet Saturday mornings, when I'm mopping the floor, old soul music playing, sun lighting up the kitchen, I remember what I fought for. My home, my name, my peace. That's what I want to ask you. When you see something go down in your neighborhood, do you speak up? Or do you hide behind your blinds? Let the rumor mill do its worst? Tell me, where's the line between keeping the peace and standing up for justice? Drop your thoughts in the comments, share your own stories, and let's talk about what real community means.